Okay, we should be rolling into the Facebook group any minute.
Super excited.
I'll give you the countdown when it shows it for me.
Okay, gotta get my oils.
Okay, we're live. Woo, woo, go. Okay, so welcome everybody. Morning, happy Saturday. Welcome to another coffee chat. We have our special guest, Maegan Aleece, back from last month. But today she's going to be teaching us all about manifesting. And so we really wanted to give ourselves gifts of different things this month. And so today she's going to be giving us really good steps on how to create what we want in 2021, because I'm pretty sure all of us would like something different than what we got last year. So for those of you who are joining us who didn't see it last month, she is a rapid transformational therapist. She's a mindset coach, and she literally helps women eliminate anxiety without years of therapy, which is amazing. She's also one of the funnest people that you've met, and crazy, and has an amazing vibe. So if you haven't started following her on Facebook or Instagram yet, please go and do that, or TikTok. She's all over TikTok too. So without further ado, please let us know what we're going to do today.
Awesome. Thank you for that intro. I appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, that is me. All right. So today I'm going to go over key things. What is manifesting to begin with? What are things you can do? And oh, you were like, I've manifested before or tried and it just didn't come true. Okay. So I'll just highlight some areas where you might have gone wrong. So when you're doing that for 2021, that you're like, oh yeah, she said that, whatever, right? I want to be in your head because I want to help you. We all deserve epic stuff. And when I stumbled upon the world of manifesting, oh my gosh, it's not just woo-woo. I had to understand it from a practical standpoint. So when I did my RTT training, and it was all about the subconscious mind and the heart, like very practical, that made sense to me. I'm not naturally a woo-woo spiritual person. I am very like logical and rational and give me the books. And like, I have a health sciences degree. So I was like, science needs to prove it. Science needs to prove it. So I blocked out manifesting for so long. And if that's you, listen on, my friends, listen on. So if you want me to go right into it, I will. Awesome. Okay. So if you're a seasoned manifestor, you're like, I know it, I got it. When you start thinking you know everything, you actually know nothing. So have a beginner's mindset. I will still watch The Secret every single year. I will still do these courses, these manifestation courses that I bought years ago, and redo them, because when you evolve, when you learn more about yourself, when someone says something different, it'll hit you different. And those little light bulb moments, those little epiphanies, those breakthroughs, like those are invaluable. You can't put a price on those. So have a beginner's mindset, even if you think you know it all. I love that quote. Like, once you think you know everything, you really truly know nothing. I'm like, yes. Okay. So what is manifesting even? You are manifesting every single day, whether you're intentional about it or not. What do I mean by that? Based upon your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your habits, and actions, you're manifesting your reality. Okay, think about that for a second. Everything you have into your life now, the house you have, the relationships you have, the career you have, is based upon what you think, the beliefs about yourself, the habits and the actions you've taken, and how you feel, your emotional frequency, vibration, right? So everything you have now, you're really good at knowing how to do on a subconscious level. So if you want something different in your life, or more of in your life, you have to start doing something different. So how can you be intentional about manifesting and creating something more epic in your life, right? So our personality creates our personal reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza quote, let me explain it. Our personality is what I said. If you have a pen and a notebook, like if you write this down, you're 50% more likely to remember it, even if you never look at it again. So I do encourage you active learning, not just passive, active learning. Okay. Even when you're listening to podcasts, you're reading books, like write things down, and it'll be just ingrained in your mind, in your subconscious more if you don't. And if you're like, what the heck is this subconscious thing she's talking about? Don't worry. I thought it was like, didn't exist when I started learning about it too. So I'll get into that. So where was I here? Okay. So your personality is made up of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your habits, and actions. So to say your personality creates your personal reality is very, very accurate. So how do we manifest other things? Well, look into the thoughts you think, the beliefs you believe, how you're feeling on a regular basis, and your habits and your actions. All right. That is where you can, where you want to be to where you are, close the gap. Okay. This is what I teach to all my clients who are in that anxious state. It's like, okay, you're the anxious version. Where do you want to be? What does that version feel, do, and be on a dominant day to day? You've conditioned yourself to feel the way you're feeling now, to think the thoughts you're thinking unintentionally. Be intentional about it. Check in. How are you thinking about yourself? What do you think about money? What do you think about success? You really need to do that inner work so your subconscious beliefs, sub meaning below consciousness, come up to the conscious so you can transform them. So let me explain. You have a conscious desire and a subconscious limiting belief. We have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind. Studies in science and psychology proves we run off of our subconscious mind about 95% of the day. That is massive. And we run off of our conscious mind 5% of the day. Your desires, what you desire in your life, your relationships, your home, your career, everything is a conscious desire. If you have a subconscious limiting belief, what is a limiting belief? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of it. It's not available to me. And how you can start to see this in your life, a limiting belief, a car drives by that you want and immediately like jealous. I can't have that. Like there's a subconscious limiting belief saying it's not available to you or you're not good enough to have it. You really need to turn those into liberating beliefs because your beliefs will lead your actions. If you, coming back to your personality, if you don't believe you're good enough, if you don't believe something is available to you, are you going to act? Are you going to take action on something? Are you going to take inspired action and start that website? Are you going to take inspired action and make that phone call? No, you aren't. Okay. Our beliefs are critical and they are in our subconscious. Okay. So also talking about our mind.
I just ask you something. So with that kind of thing, is that why we always feel like we get stuck in the exact same pattern over and over and over, or we feel like we're in a rut, or willpower just isn't good enough? Like
willpower isn't it? It's 5% of your mind.
5%.
5% willpower, determination. Those are great qualities, but they're 5% of your conscious mind, right? So that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you self-sabotage. That's why you binge on Netflix instead of reading the book that you consciously bought because you have this desire, but your subconscious is blocking you from it. And it's rooted in childhood. It's before the age of 7, maybe before the age of 14. You don't have to know exactly why, but you can start to transform it before really like getting to the root of it. And that's a whole nother conversation that we can come back and talk about limiting beliefs in the future. Okay, so law of attraction is a huge part of manifesting. Most people have heard of law of attraction, but just so you know, there's about 12 universal laws, just like gravity. You can't deny gravity. Like I'm gonna drop this, it's gonna fall because of gravity. These are universal laws. It's the same as gravity. You can't deny it. If you want to deny it, you're missing out. And maybe one day your mind will open up to it. So law of attraction, like attracts like. So how does like attract like? Based on how you are. If you're a happy, positive, joyful person, guess what you're going to attract into your life? Happy, positive, joyful people, experiences, okay? Look within. Everything is a mirror to you on your external world of what's happening with inside. So if you want your outer world to change, manifesting other things, your inner world needs to change. It starts in here. Again, it's not woo-woo. This is manifesting opens and unlocks the door for inner growth, self-development, self-improvement. It's such a beautiful gateway. Okay. So law of attraction, like attracts like. What comes before law of attraction is getting on that vibration, that frequency that you want to be in. So if you want to attract more money, you have to be in an abundant mindset. You have to be grateful for what you have now. You have to get yourself on that like factor. If you're down here always focusing on, I have debt, money's really hard to make, there's not enough for everybody, I'll never get there, you're staying down here, and the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, law of attraction, you're attracting more of those experiences, more of those people. And not only on a energetic level, but also on a subconscious mind level. Reticular activating system, RAS, has to data filter out all the sensory information, all this, it's like 2 million bits of information that if your mind couldn't filter out, we would be overwhelmed. Like, to hear all the sounds, to hear all the conversations, like, we're just not designed or created that way. And that's for a reason. So on a subconscious level, you're filtering out everything based on your beliefs. Here are those beliefs again. So for example, you have a subconscious belief that success is really hard, or money is really hard, okay? And you're in Starbucks, and before pre-COVID, so it's busy, there's a bunch of conversations that are going on around you, and your mind has to filter out based upon your beliefs of the world. So you're in Starbucks and you're hearing a conversation with the limiting belief that you have, money is really hard, success is really hard, someone complaining like, oh, it's like so hard to do this. I did this and I did that, and like just complaining, instead of hearing the conversation of someone saying, I'm really looking for a person to do da 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 in the field you're in, because you believe that success is hard and money is hard to make. You're going to hear this conversation and not the one over here, because your mind has to filter your external world for you. I hope you're having like a light bulb moment here with that, because that is huge to understand. And what you focus on grows. What you focus on, energy flows. What you focus on, you'll get more of. Any iteration or rendition of that is so accurate and so true, because you're focusing on the lack, you're going to get more lack. You're focusing on the abundance, you're going to get more. Yes.
So I was just thinking about that. It's like, we often think that things come into our life, or for that conversation example, it's such a good one. Like, oh, the thing that I heard at Starbucks the other day. But what we don't realize is that there's so much noise around us, and that our brains literally have to like search for things to back up whatever we're thinking. And so we just, like, that's a great example. We just don't hear the other conversation that's happening in the exact same room. We just think that it's by chance that we're within proximity to somebody, but somebody could be the exact same 3 feet away on the other side, and we just totally miss it. That happens with absolutely all opportunities too, right?
Yeah, you're reinforcing your belief, because your mind doesn't like to be wrong.
So
like,
I got a good one for you. Maybe you can solve this little riddle. My limiting belief has always been that success takes me away from who I am. So when I was in corporate, like, so stressed out, so busy, but super successful. But I have now created this thing where if I get back to that success, it means that I lose who I am again.
okay, so a few things happening there. You can make success as an identity level. Success is just me. What I am is success, regardless of what I do or don't do. You can change that definition of what success is to you. What is success to you? Before it was this, da 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 da. Okay, I get to choose my beliefs. I get to choose who I am. So success is this. And that's a really good one, because before I had very limiting beliefs around success too, and failure. And I had to change these definitions, because what we place meaning on, where our focus goes, again, you're going to get more of that. So if you're blocking yourself because success means this, you decided success means that. So you can decide that my success is guaranteed with fun and ease. That is one of my affirmations, because I was stressing myself out, like, we're all the time. Like, no, my definition of success is it's guaranteed for me, and I get to have fun, and it happens with ease. So you just need to start either changing definitions or get a new liberating belief and be like, I am who I choose to be, so this is what I choose to believe, right? 2 people can have the exact same experience, and based on their belief system, they're going to have 2 very different experiences. So 2 people get in a car accident. One person's like, oh my God, everything always bad happens to me. Everything always bad happens to me, reinforcing that belief. The other person is like, oh my gosh, thank God this like happened and nobody got hurt, because 10 cars above, like, was a huge accident. So if this little fender bender didn't happen, like, this would have happened. I'm like, so grateful. Thank you. And you turn it in the way that you want to perceive the world. And then they go on and get 10 grand in an insurance settlement. Nobody was hurt. Like, something crazy like that. That actually happened to me. So I can speak from experience. Okay. So really, really good question. Thank you for that. I hope that helps you.
For people that are brand new to this stuff, it's important to remember that, like, you are in your normal.
Yes.
So you might think that the whole world sees success a certain way, but that's your blueprint and what you have been made to believe, or like somehow created in your own head. So like, just getting back to the success one, it's like, I believed that success was a monetary thing. And now I believe that, but then I was like totally miserable inside. But now I believe that the money will come once I show up as who I really am. So I'm trying to change that belief. But I like the way that you said, like, just redefine success.
Yeah, you got to check in your definitions, because it's what you place meaning on. And that is our beliefs, right?
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, so now let's start to get on to your understanding the beliefs and your understanding, I have to believe it. So how can you start to believe in your manifestations and what you desire? First of all, write them down. You're 43% more likely for them to manifest into your real life and physical reality if you write them down. 43%, that's freaking epic, okay? Write those down. So this is where your attention is going. Your attention is focusing on that, right? So you're putting more energy towards that. You're creating more of that in your subconscious mind and sending a signal out to the universe. I like to think it as you're putting an order in at the restaurant, and this is what you've asked for. You look through the menu and you're looking through your menu of life. Okay, what would I like to manifest? Writing it down, and then you send that order out. I mean, there's so much more to go into bringing this 43% up to the 99.9%. But the 43%, this is how it works. You put the order in at the restaurant. Okay, now you set it out, and the waiter is going to bring you your food. So universe, God, creator, whatever, is going to bring you your physical reality because you put it down. If you're so stressed about it happening and when it's going to happen, do you go to a restaurant and you're like, when am I going to get my food? Am I going to get it in 5 minutes? Am I going to get it in 10 minutes? I want it actually in 12 minutes. I need it exactly in 12 minutes. If I don't get it in 12 minutes, then something must be wrong with me. And oh my gosh, like the story that goes through your head, or you go to the chefs and the cooks, like, are you making my food? I need to make sure you're making me food. That's if you're doing that with the universe and your desires, and you're like, when is it coming? When is it coming? It needs to come here. That is where you start to create resistance and block, because guess what? That's coming from a scarcity mindset. More scarcity equals more scarcity, more lack. Whereas if you come on that level of it's already mine, you're going to show up differently. You're going to think different things. You're going to believe different things because you believe in it. And the mind can only believe what it's ready to comprehend. So comprehend manifesting in the subconscious, because when you can, this will change your life. And I mean it with my whole heart and soul. 2 years ago, when I really comprehended manifesting, before that, I was unintentionally manifesting things. Now my life has been completely opposite in such a good way because my mind could comprehend it. So I urge you to learn as much as you can on the practical side of things, if the spiritual side of it, just like trusting and believing in something higher, isn't working for you. So how you can start to manifest.
Question on that. So when I started learning about the law of attraction, I was excited about it. But then I, like, anytime something bad happens, I'm like, it brings like this weird fear over me now. Cause I'm like, did I just create that? Like, especially like accidents or things with my kids. I'm just like, you know, like you're thinking like, oh, don't fall off that. Don't fall off that. And then they fall off of it. And
you're saying, don't fall off that. Don't fall off that. You're thinking, fall off that. The subconscious doesn't understand don'ts, can'ts, wills. It only hears fall off that. So for example, don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think of a pink elephant. Stop thinking about pink elephant. Don't think about a pink elephant. Stop thinking about the pink elephant. What are you thinking about? That beautiful pink elephant. Because your mind doesn't hear or understand those words before it. So if you are like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't spill the milk, don't run too fast, they're hearing, because the kids below age 7 are just a subconscious mind. They're hearing run fast, spill the milk. So you need to change it into the opposite and being like, if you're, what was the example you said? Don't fall off that. Be like, sit strong, sit strong. Like you have to switch that. And our mind immediately goes to the negative, immediately goes to like what you don't want to happen. It's reconditioning it, and you have to catch yourself on that.
Yeah. What about when they can't hear you? Like, that's the part that scares me the most. It's like, I understand totally what you're saying about like when you're talking to them, but what if they're outside through the window and you're just like consciously thinking of it? Same thing applies?
Yeah, be like, they're safe, they can see their surroundings. Like, I mean, I'm very spiritual, and I would just put a white light of protection around them and ask my angels, guides, and God to put an angel or a white light of protection around them. But thinking wise, if that doesn't jive with you, is they're safe, they're good, they're healthy, they're strong. Like you have to, conscious, because you're putting that out there.
Yeah, it's hard to not, like that worry kind of
so hard to not is a limiting belief.
Yeah,
that's a limiting belief, right? It gets to be easy because when you understand your mind, you can be like, oh, catch it. And soon it's something you don't practice anymore. It's just, you naturally go there. So it does become easy.
Yeah, I love that. I've got to practice more.
That's what life is. Life is practicing. Just like Olympians practice for their big event in 4 years, we're practicing for our big event of life. So it's all practice every day, and it's wonderful and it's fun, and it's something that you get to do and reframe our past and reframe old conditioning that is taking us away from the life we actually want to desire. So when people look at their parents and they're like, oh my gosh, like it's the same thing over and over, it's because you've adopted their beliefs, you've adopted their mindset from generation to generation. So it's up to you to start to change those belief sets if you want to, right? If you want.
Like the thing about putting your order in and then waiting for it to show up, it's like that's the part where I'm practicing too, because I think we think we're such an instant gratification society now that if we don't get something that we want right away, it's like, well, that didn't work, it's not coming, you know?
I can tell you how to get instant gratification. It just takes manifesting to another level, is you embody that version of you that already has it. So in the quantum realm, again, we're going high level, but I want to speak on this. All realities exist. So the reality of you that has everything you desire and want, she exists. The version of you exists. So embody that. So the person that has what you desire, is she stressed and worried about what you're worrying about right now? No. Think, feel, be that person now. Embody it. And that's practice too. Feeling the way she would feel. Excited, joyful, passionate, successful, abundant, that's a way to get instant gratification, because you're on that level. Like I wake up, like I know my feet, like I just know, no shadow of a doubt, my desires are mine. They're on your heart for a reason. They're your compass, they're your guide. They're not there to tease you. If you have a desire to be a certain level of success, whatever you define it as, that is there for a reason. It's your head that's going to lie to you and be like, that's not available, that can't happen. And these limiting beliefs drop out of your head and into your heart, and that version of you, be her. And that's instant gratification. Like, yeah.
I love that. But I think that's
I love that but.
No, I love that message. I think though that we're taught from a very young age, most of us, that we shouldn't, like, don't expect it all. You can't have it all, blah, 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 blah. So it's like
limiting belief.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm here to tell you the opposite.
Yes, and I love that. We just have to pound that back into our heads, right?
Exactly. It's what your belief system is. And if you don't believe in right, like I've had to redo all my conditioning from my childhood, because everything you said is what was wired into me. And it just didn't align with my heart. So if it doesn't feel good, it's not your truth. It's not the real thing about you. So it's reconditioning, it's reprogramming. That's why it's daily practice, right? Because how many years, how many decades have you believed all that was unintentionally conditioned into you?
I think it also for me has a lot to do with who I surround myself with. Because in my real life, I call it, like there aren't very many people who are even on this type of personal growth path, right? We all go through that. It's very rare for us to have you know, the people that are surrounding us now be the type of people that we need necessarily for our growth journey. But then that's why it's online communities are so powerful. Like this conversation, we've never even met in person. Like Candace and I have never even met in person. We're all virtual relationship, but we're all heading towards the same goal down the road, like with our own stuff. So it's like finding that sense of community. It can be done online, especially nowadays. Holy, we need it.
Absolutely. And it's also limiting belief to think that people aren't going to be in my life that are part of my growth journey or at the level as well. And I put that out in intention that I'm surrounded by like-minded, high-level thinkers that are in this mindset, because you do become the top 5 people you spend the most time around with. It's just how it is. We pick up on subconscious beliefs, we pick up on how they are, so then we become them. Watch yourself around certain people. You mirror. It's how we are designed to be. So yes, be very intentional with who you put in your life, but also like I've moved so many different places, and I've always put out the intention of the friend group that I, in my point in time, needed and wanted. And every single city, I've moved 7 different places, I've always met them. So is it absolutely available? Maybe it's online right now in this world, probably online. So yeah, good point. Very good point. Where were we? Okay, so like you said, some of the manifestations you like put out and like they haven't happened. And that at the beginning can really bring you down and be like, this doesn't work. And so you just write it off. And I'll give you some reasons as to why it doesn't work. Can you guess number 1?
You don't believe.
Yeah, you don't believe in it. So this is really good, because if you write down a goal and you don't believe in it, this is highlighting a limiting belief, which is such integral, invaluable work to be doing. Okay. So where in this you write down one of your goals and you're like, I can't have that. Okay. So what about it do you believe that you can't have? Okay. So changing your mindset to, you know what, I've seen this other person has what I want. So because it's available to them, it's available to me, right? So you need to get your way onto believing it so many different ways, but I don't have the time to go super in depth with it. Just know that you have to really believe in it. And if you embody the version of you that has it, they believe that they have it because they have it, right? Number 2, you're so caught up in how it's going to happen, okay? How is not your job. What you want, why you want it is your job. So if you have enough emotional charge behind why you desire it, you better believe you're going to be taking inspired action to get it. So there's a difference between inspired action and just like, I need to get every step figured out to get here. No, taking inspired action, you're like, honoring the nudges, the pulls, all that. Like, I feel like I should do that today. So once you believe it, your mind has to work with you to get you there. So it's not you like consciously driving every point down how to get to point A to point B. And then you're leaving room open for the universe to bring the people into you, to bring the opportunities and experiences, all the things the epic things I've manifested that I've put down. I could not have imagined them going that way. I knew what I wanted. I knew why I wanted. I honored my heart and took inspired action. I took big, scary leaps, yes, but that was not me thinking, okay, do this to do that to do this. It was trusting that what I felt, like we get so in our head, like feel it in your heart, like what is right for you to go. And there's no such thing as failure. You fail if you don't do. You fail if you don't do it. It's fail forwards. It's move forwards. Okay. So get that out of your head right away. And then the other reason why, and there's a few more, but I'm just going to go into this, is the scarcity mindset. So there's an abundant mindset and a scarcity mindset. If you're doing things out of desperation, if you keep focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do desire, you're going to keep getting more of what you don't have. So even if you're like, I don't quite believe this belief yet, don't be focusing on why you can't have it. Your current reality is not a depiction of where you're going in the future. It is not. You can turn all of that in an instant, and in a moment, your life can change. Okay, so those are a few reasons as to why they're not happening. And I'm going to speed through this a little bit more now because I want to tell you some fun little techniques that you can do that I've done to manifest some different little things. For the big, lofty, like domino goals, you do want to align your subconscious, your heart, and your energy to them. But to like other little fun ones to do, if you're just like, I'm really new to that, like let's start somewhere. Scripting. So what does this mean? Get out your notebook, get out a pen, and script. Write out your dream day as if you're in it. Like, oh my gosh, today I woke up with the view of the ocean in my new home with floor to ceiling windows, hearing the ocean breathe, wind, and next to me my husband who's whatever, right? Start from morning to night of your dream day and just like thanking, like I'm so grateful, like thank you so much for that. That's a really fun one to do, and it gets you into that emotion, that frequency, that vibration for law of attraction to bring like attracts like into. Take it to another level, read it right at the morning, read it right at night, because that's when your subconscious is the most prevalent, because your conscious mind has started to drift. It's just a brainwave state. You're going from beta to alpha. When you meditate, you're in that low alpha. Right before you go to bed, you're in theta. And then when you sleep, you're in delta. So the theta brainwave state is when you're naturally in hypnosis, when you can access your subconscious. You don't have to do a hypnosis. You can just read what you've written and it's going into your subconscious. So that's a really cool way to do that. And then another one is to visualize. Visualization is so powerful because your subconscious understands images and words. So you can write, you can script and then visualize that dream day, because this is getting into your subconscious. It doesn't know the difference between real or imaginary. Use that to your advantage and really see it and really feel it. And the universe or the subconscious then is going to go to work for you. It's going to data filter, and the reticular activating system is going to go to work for you. And then you're sending that energy, that vibration out to the universe. So now you have two forces working for you in your life. Any questions about what I went through? Because I gotta jolly off here shortly, but there's so much I can say. And if you want to learn more, I'm teaching all of this and more in a 2-hour workshop at the end of the month, December 31st at 10 a.m. PST. If you can't make it, I'm recording it. You can get the online version. We got to clear 2020 out, learn the lessons we learned to create that space to move forward into a 2021. And we go over the heart, the mind, and attuning your energy. It just takes this like times 100. So this is a beautiful taster, can get you going for your 2021. But if you want more, join that workshop. I don't know how I can get that to you. Maybe I'll post it in the comments and you can look at it.
Post the link in the comments. So it's only $88, guys. That is a smoking deal. I think we're both doing it, like Candace and I.
Yeah, she already signed up. And it comes with a visualization hypnosis. So if it's hard for you to visualize your goals, I walk you through it. I guide you through the whole thing. I get your body in line with that energy, because when you're first doing this, it's like you haven't worked that part in your mind that is imaginative, and you're born with that. Think of kids, they have friends, they play with a truck and they're like, look at it, it's going down a volcano. Like they have that imagination, and this is important to work. Even if you don't, like, it's really, really integral to get your imagination going. And I guide you through the whole thing. And today's the last day for the early bird price. So you probably want to jump on that.
Yep, love it. We're going to sign up. Well, I'm going to sign up today. Okay, well, I know you got to run right at 9:30 there. So thank you so much for coming on, and we so appreciate it. And I was actually just thinking maybe what we'll do is we're going to do detoxing in February. So maybe that's a good month to do like the limiting beliefs.
Yeah. Because I go so deep in getting rid of limiting beliefs, so that would be great. And I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember. Oh, I will. If you have questions for me and you write them in the comments, I will respond to them.
Perfect. Thanks, Meg.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Bye.
See you later. Okay, guys. Whoa, this is so bright. So I just took a bunch of notes. I'm assuming that anybody else who watched this also took a bunch of notes, because that was a ton of information. I think it's really exciting. And when you first start stuff like this, it's so hard to even imagine yourself becoming good at it. But the only way to know if it's going to happen is if you start trying. So I think that that's a good lesson. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of info, like some announcements. So I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. And I wanted to tell you about our very special virtual brunch that's happening next Sunday on the 27th of December. I'll post it in the group as well, but if you guys would like to get the link to join, we're all going to hop on Zoom together. So we're going to have like a Sex in the City brunch is what we were envisioning. So it's like we all get together, we all have some mimosas, we can all chat about what's going on. We're going to tell you about our January Kickstarter that's coming up, which I think a lot of you are going to love. It's going to be a total reset with what we're eating, because a lot of us came out of this year feeling totally like crap. And so what we want to do is we want to get our metabolisms back on track. We want to get our energy back up. We want to feel so much better. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we could all do a little better than how we did this year. So heading into 2021, we're going to do a clean eating Kickstarter. It's going to start January 11th. The prep week will start the week of the 4th, just to like get some like staples in your pantry and kind of get to know like how this is all going to get laid out. For those of you who love to meal prep, we're going to have some meal plans and stuff like that, like lots of recipes for you to prep ahead of time. For people like me who I just like to wing it every day. It's really important though to have the right things in your pantry, fridge, and freezer so that you can grab on the go or just make whatever you want to make that day. So that's totally fine for this too, obviously. But we're really going to focus on things like whole foods eating, reducing inflammation in your body by cutting out inflammatory foods. We're going to focus on balancing your blood sugar because it's stress response constantly all the time. And so the chemicals that are released in your body are not good for you. That's what burns us out. So we're going to reduce refined sugar a lot. And we're basically going to concentrate on those 3 top things where we want to give our bodies a break and reset. So it's not going to be so extreme that you feel like you don't even know what to eat, but it's also going to really help us eliminate inflammatory foods so that our guts can get going again. This will kickstart your metabolism as well. The more stuff you put in that's easy to absorb and digest, the better your body does with it. So it can take care of you. And so that's such a connection to your brain. So your emotional health is 100% related to your gut health, right? So we're going to focus on that kind of stuff, and I'm going to teach, but we're also going to have some really fun guest speakers coming in. So once a week, somebody will come in and teach us something new. So those girls are going to pop in and just introduce themselves on the brunch next Sunday. So let us know if you would like the link for that, but also we're going to do it live in this group. So we'll literally like drop the link if you want to join it. It's going to be at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, December 27th. So mark your calendars for that. So if you're in BC, that's 10 o'clock your time. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. If any of you guys have questions for Meg, please drop them in the comments. If you need to reach out to Candace or I, obviously just reach out to us or drop them in the comments. But we really hope to see you guys next Sunday. I think it's going to be a really good time. It's been a while since we've been able to just hang out with girlfriends and have a couple of drinks, right? So it's not going to be anything crazy, but I just thought it would be fun for us to get together. We'll do the quick intro about the January Kickstarter, and then we'll just have a good old gab fest with the girls. So hopefully we'll see you guys there, and have a great weekend, guys. Cheers.